From Transformers Studio Series, celebrating the new movie Transformers 1, it is the Studio Series version of Optimus Prime. Yes, Optimus Prime, the heroic leader who was once Orion Pax and buddy of Megatron. In this buddy cop movie that's, coming out. Now, I've seen the previews and it looks really cool, and I'm very excited to have this toy, which not only is there a nice figure in there that you can touch, but it shows all kinds of stuff on the back. So I'm going to go through this bit by bit. Yet another Optimus Prime for the Optimus Prime collection. And we'll see if this is something you'd like to get for your collection. Be right back. So as you can see, it looks very nice in the packaging. It shows his various forms on the back, which he also has a matrix. So, the matrix will figure in, I guess, somehow into the movie, which I'm looking forward to seeing. I know some fans for this Transformers 1 movie were like, oh, this kind of looks dumb and kiddie, but I thought it looked funny, and I was certainly open to checking it out. And the new preview definitely makes me even more interested in finding out more about this movie and checking it out. So maybe it'll be really good. Maybe it'll suck. We won't know until it comes out. But here he is out of his cardboard prison. Well, he's still somewhat imprisoned. He's got some accessories on the back, which we will remove. And he's strapped in like he's a prisoner of the Quintessons. So I am guessing, and this is just my impression from the movie, is that this war that they're fighting is against perhaps the Quintessons. It shouldn't be Autobot and Decepticon at this point, I wouldn't think, but you never know. I'm open to whatever it actually ends up being. But there he is, standing tall. And let me get this shit off my table. And he does come with a backdrop, which I assume is from the movie. So there he is with his Cybertronian backdrop. Now what's nice about this movie is it has, historically, less humans than any other Transformers movie prior. Even Transformers, the movie from 1986, had Spike and Daniel. Obviously, all the Michael Bay abominations had plenty of humans. And even Bumblebee and Rise of the Beasts had humans. Maybe not a huge number, but they had enough. So it's nice to see a Transformers movie that's all about Transformers. That's all I'm saying. So we have some accessories that were in that little tissue bag of doom. We have an energy axe. Again, how a weapon that appeared in one episode of More Than Meets the Eye now has affected hundreds of toys is incredible. We have these, which I'm assuming are his smokestacks, which we'll refer to the instructions to see where they go. We have this, which looks like some type of weaponry / fitness belt. And then we have the Matrix. It will not open. Not by a Decepticon hand. All right, I'm mixing up my movies. We have instructions and a shitty piece of paper, which we'll get rid of the shitty piece of paper. And let's see. So according to the instructions, as I suspected, these go on his shoulders. It doesn't appear like there's a front and back, but who knows? Maybe I'm putting them on backwards. So if we lift up the back portion, we are supposed to plug this piece like so, and then fold it back down. It's almost a jetpack or, something to remove stuff that gets stuck to his ass. And the Energy X can go into his hand. Apparently it is also able to plug in to his back when he is not using it. And the Matrix, of course, we lift up the chest. There's a little plug in there. Little post, plug that in, put it down, and we have a complete Optimus Prime. Right, Sky? Sky is here. She was a little uncertain about the instructions. I know you don't need to use instructions, do you? But she is a fan of Optimus Prime. So let's check out some stuff about this particular figure. We'll see you later, Sky. Looking at the eyes are blue windshield, and he's got some red detailing, like little dots on his legs for whatever reason. Of course, he's got these two smokestacks, which I just made sure they are straight up and down. He does have the energy axe, which is very cool. You put it into his hand like a gun. No gun, though, so that's kind of a less than fun thing. But otherwise, a classic color scheme of Optimus Prime. No real silver or white, just kind of a tan, blue, and red. But a nice looking version of the character. And again, we will see how he comes into this state from being Orion Pax in the movie. All right, so some posability. Now, first thing I always like to check out, and if you've been watching for a while, you're quite aware, I want to see, can he do a full Jean-Claude Van Damme? And the answer appears to be not quite. He can do somewhat of a split, but it looks like the way his hips are constructed, the legs cannot go quite straight out to the side. But he can do a pretty decent split. Again, more flexible than I am. Can he kick forward? Apparently he can. Not super high, but he can kick forward. Can he kick back? Well, because of those little plastic pieces we added, you would have to move that up in order to get him to kick back fully. And his hip cover seems to be coming off. Looks like it's attached with a couple posts, so it's movable. You can be like, here's my dick. Here, nope, you're not seeing it. But yeah, so kicking back, there is that. We'll get more to his dick in a bit. Can do a side kick, but if you want height, you need to use both legs. I accidentally moved that out of place, so we'll get back to that soon. He bends at the knee, pretty good knee bend. And again, this thing on his utility belt, I guess, does move up so you can get quite a good high knee out of it. And actually he kicks a little, maybe a little higher than I thought. Swiveling. The leg can swivel all the way around, so that is a good thing. All right, the arm, if I move it up, it's got a little screw thing here that hits into the chest plate. So if I bend it out a little bit, with some wiggling, you can get it to go all the way around, but he does have this thing on his inner bicep that basically runs into that. So without some angling and finagling, it's not a smooth operation on either side. And he can bend at the elbow, which is nice. The fists do indeed twist all the way around. He can move his arms out to the side, so he can be like that, I guess, skydiving. There is swiveling all the way around of the forearms. And I am going to reattach this in the back and hope it does not fall out again. And the head, let's see here. We can turn the head all the way around. He can look up, like all the way up. He can look forward. That's about it. He can't put his chin down. But there he is, Transformers 1 Optimus Prime in his robot mode with some decent posability. Does he twist at the waist? That is a very good question. And he actually twists it slightly above the waist. It probably has something to do with his transformation, but it's like right below his chest is where the twisting is. So if you twist it around, he looks kind of funky. So there is twisting capabilities there. Oh, ankle swivels. He's got them. And they actually have quite a range. They can basically go all the way out as if he could do a full split. So a good posable figure overall. Get a look at him from all sides, and he can flash his matrix. And yes, this belt thing can move. I think it's mainly to allow movement for the legs. It's interesting. It adds a little bit more of a bulge there. You know, I didn't realize he was so insecure, but there you go. Now, before I transform him into his vehicle mode, let's take a look, first of all, at his height. And he stands just a little shy of 6 inches tall. Now, for scaling, this is the Missing Link C01. This is the one that actually comes with the trailer, because yes, I gave in and bought him. So he's a little shorter than the Missing Link version. This is slightly taller than the original G1, but that would still make him a little bit shorter than the original G1. But there you go. Let's put him aside, because this is not a review about you. And let's get him into his vehicle mode. Ooh, wait, before that, I do want to note, it looks like you can take the matrix out. I want the matrix! And the matrix has little slots on the end. The fists don't open, but you can plug the matrix in to these little slots on the fists. So he can hold the matrix as if he's going to open it. Kind of neat. Now, Matrix, light our darkest hour and get rid of this hate plague. Oh, wait, I'm mixing my things here. But we'll put it back in. Don't want to lose that in case a hate plague happens or Unicron shows up. All right, the transformation. So there he is, a Cybertronian semi. Pretty interesting transformation. Lots of little things to plug in. And you can kind of see his fists on the side, though they kind of plug in. Now, the plastic part that you put under his back cover in robot mode, actually you come out and you put it in the front here, so he's got a couple guns. These smokestacks can also be guns, I imagine. And there is storage for the battle axe, the energy axe, right here, between his legs. Is that an energy axe, or are you just happy to see me? So he does look similar to a semi-cab. Plastic feels all right. Though I'd have to say, putting in this part in the front, this is rubbery, and a couple things that pop in underneath kind of came out, but otherwise he's pretty decent. It is interesting that these pieces here basically cover up identical pieces underneath. So one of those bait and switch type things in Transformers where you think, oh, I see where that is in his vehicle mode, and then it's like, no, we actually have another piece over here. All right, very important is the roll test. And he actually rolls pretty darn well. He's got 2 red wheels under here and 2 clear plastic wheels on his legs. And I have to say the rolling is pretty impressive. Length of cab mode from his feet to his end of his guns is about 6¼ inches. If you get rid of the guns, you're only looking at maybe 5½, almost 5½. But just to show him in scale, with again the missing link, there they are side by side. He's a little bit longer than the missing link one, about the same height, except for the smokestacks. So overall, it's a cool version of the Cybertronian Prime. Is recognizable as his alt mode, even though it's obviously of alien origin. And yeah, and I can't fault the roll test. I mean, rolls as well, if not better, than the missing link one. So there he is. I will put, of course, links in the description for places that you might be able to find this toy if you'd like to add him to your collection. And if you're enjoying this content, I'm Captain Kyle, if I didn't introduce myself earlier, which I always forget to do that. But feel free to subscribe if you'd like. And if you're already subscribed, thanks for your support. And again, links in the description. Looking forward to that movie, Transformers 1, and it invalidates nothing because there's a multiverse, people. Even if you're like, this is not how I remember Optimus Prime becoming himself from Orion Pax. The multiverse, it's all good. And while you're mulling over this guy, you can actually take a look at a review of the C02 missing link, which does not have the trailer, but it's pretty much identical to this guy, and is very impressive as an Optimus Prime itself. And we'll see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.